Brian Henderson with Wash-Dry-Fold POS, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a general overview of the hardware you receive when you order a Wash-Dry-Fold POS system and how to set it up. For this configuration you'll need 4 electrical outlets and 2 Ethernet connections, one for the computer and then one for the credit card reader, which has its own separate internet connection. It's not directly connected to the computer. Let's start with the cash drawer. It may already be in a box labeled cash drawer like this. We'll need the cash drawer. We'll also need the cash drawer cable. Now, it's important to know that the cash drawer cable is not going to be included in the box with the cash drawer. It's a separate component, so it may ship in a box with other peripherals like your keyboard and mouse or bag label printer. But we're looking for something that looks like this. It's kind of wrapped nice and tight, black cable. The ends of it look like telephone line, although it's not the same thing as a telephone cord. So we've got that, and it may ship in a box with other items like keyboard and mouse. So we will unbox this cash drawer and take a look, see what we get. Just need to open one end there. It slide out. It's got a couple of styrofoam inserts in there. All right. Got this nice protective sleeve there. And you may notice on the underside of the cash drawer are the keys for the drawer. They'll be taped to it or included in the box with the cash drawer. So again, cash drawer cable comes in a separate box with other parts, other peripherals like keyboard and mouse or a label printer if you got one of those, or your barcode scanner. And then the keys will come actually taped to the drawer itself. Now, where to plug in that cash drawer cable? Typically, it is going to be on the underside, right here towards the back. So you'll connect that cash drawer cable. It does not matter which end you plug in. Either one works the same. Plug it like that. It's typically a good idea also to use your keys to check, make sure that the drawer is functioning properly even before you've applied any power of any sort. One way fully locks the drawer. The other way in the middle, vertical up and down like this, is for being opened up by the software, and then all the way to the left will actually kick it open manually. There may be some bits of tape holding the drawer in place during shipment. You'll just go ahead and remove those bits of tape before you use it. Next, let's talk about the receipt printer. And I have on the desk here with me the receipt printer box and the cash drawer because these two are related. It's very common for point-of-sale systems to control the cash drawer opening through the receipt printer. So we'll actually need to connect the cash drawer cable from the back of the receipt printer to the cash drawer. So let's get the receipt printer out of its box. Now inside the box of the receipt printer will be all sorts of parts and accessories and all of that, but really the only things we'll need are the power adapter and the power cable, and also the USB cable, which has the standard looking USB plug, as well as the other end, the USB-B type connector, kind of the square shaped USB connector. And so on the back underside of the receipt printer, we'll see the spot for the power and the USB, as well as way up on this side right here is the spot where the cash drawer plugs into. So we'll take our cable for the cash drawer and we will pull it out of its bag and we will connect between the two. So right up on in here is where we'll plug for the cash drawer like that. That'll plug to the underside of the cash drawer. And then we've got the USB cable. It'll connect in the back of the receipt printer. Like that. And then lastly, the power for the receipt printer. So there we go. We should have 3 cables plugged into the receipt printer when you're all done. One for the cash drawer, going up to the underside of the back of the receipt printer. The power cable and the USB cable going in on the back of the receipt printer. And the USB cable, of course, going to your point-of-sale computer. Now that we have the stand attached, now is a great time to attach the mag stripe reader on the side of the monitor if you have a SpiderWash system or a CCI laundry card or fast card system and you wanted to accept the laundry cards right at the register. You would bolt it right onto the side of the monitor. So we've got that attached, that optional accessory attached, and we're going to take our power supply, we're going to plug its cord into the adapter, and then we'll also plug in the power right here on the back side of the computer. You see we have this arrow that's pointing upwards, going to have that facing towards us. We're going to put it right into the power jack, and we'll put that cable on through the bottom here. Now let's unbox and set up the weight scale. When we open up the box for the weight scale, there's some literature up top and some screws for cable management and zip ties. Set those aside, pull the scale out. Underneath the scale in the box, there's also some additional cables and a USB power supply as well. This is easy to overlook, so make sure you don't miss it. Taking the scale apart a bit, take off the metal platter, we'll see that there is a foam insert which we'll set aside. And oftentimes inside of the scale itself there may even be another cable that's attached. We'll leave that right there for now. Set the bag aside. Now, looking at the underside of the scale, we can see that the feet are adjustable, so depending on the surface you're placing it on, you may need to adjust it to even it out. As you set it down normally, on the back of the display at the front of the scale actually is a bubble level, so you can see how level or flat your surface is. You'll want to adjust the feet that it's perfectly flat. Let's talk over how to unbox your bag label printer. You'll have received a bag label printer, and the roll of labels will come in a separate box, typically from onlinelabels.com. We send those to you as a way to get started with your label printer if you purchase one from us. So we'll pull this out of its box. Now on the label printer, we'll want to open it up. Oftentimes it's a couple of tabs on the sides that will push forwards and the whole thing will lift. And then we have this holder here that holds the roll of labels in place on the inside. So we'll unpackage our roll of labels here, and oftentimes there will be kind of a sticker holding things in place, so we'll get that peeled and out of the way. And it is perforated, so you can tear off a fresh section there like that. We'll put it into the printer, suspend it mid-air, get it going through these yellow brackets at the front, and then just sandwich it closed by the lid there. You shouldn't need to actually feed the labels through any particular part. It'll just be held in place like that. Next, we have our power cable that will join together, and that just simply plugs in the back like that, and you connect that to power. And then we have a USB cable that will then plug in on the back, and that will connect directly to your computer. So here we have our finished setup with our all-in-one touchscreen computer, the optional mag stripe reader on the side for SpiderWash, laundry card, and fast card integrations. We have our cash drawer sitting below it, keyboard and mouse, and the cash drawer is connected with its cable to the receipt printer. We have our credit card reader, which has its own separate internet connection. It's not directly connected to the computer, but they talk to each other over the internet. And here we have our weight scale, which is connected with just a USB cable to the computer, our bag label printer, and our barcode scanner, also connected with USB cables to the computer. Now, the weight scale typically is going to be stationed somewhere about knee-high or even sitting on the floor, and most laundromats set a tub or a basket on top of the scale at all times with the weight of the tub or basket zeroed out, so customers can simply toss their clothes into the scale.